What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you guys for tuning in. I mean that. I've been doing some calculations before this video on, how this channel is doing and everything. And I've used my fitness data from my fitness channel to determine we're gonna take this shit off pretty soon, guys. Sometime this summer. So let's keep it up. Thank you for your support. I love you guys. Love every single one of you. In this video, I want to talk about how to stop absorbing negative energy. And God knows there is a lot of that negative energy in society. All you gotta do is just leave your fucking house. Leave your fucking house, and I don't know, unless you live in some kind of a paradise, which please tell me where, because I want to come live with you. You're going to encounter negative people. You're going to breathe some polluted air if you live in a city. You're going to be surrounded by people who are stressed out, who are caffeinated and just caffeinated, sugared up, and sleep deprived. So they're all anxious. And yeah, that's just the society we've created. So there's a lot of negativity there. Unless you live in paradise, please tell me, where do you live, bro? If you live in paradise, I want to come live with you. Somewhere where it's like some sort of a love paradise. My vision of the world. But I don't live right now in that paradise, in that love paradise, and I'm sure a lot of you guys don't. Just look around you in the world. Most of the world is not. Most of the world is people are not happy. They're sick, they're sad, they're angry, they're depressed. Depression, loneliness are becoming an epidemic in North America, and by default everybody sort of follows, right? So how do you stop absorbing this negative energy? Because as someone who wants to spread positive energy, as someone who wants to spread love, as someone who wants to spread laughter, joy, happiness, love, good feelings, you gotta be full of them first. You gotta fill your own cup. If you don't fill your own cup, you can't give. If you come to me and ask me, hey, Saeed, can you give me a cup of water? I'll tell you, no, fuck off. It's all about Saeed. Fuck you. No, of course not. I want to give you a cup of water. But what if I don't have a cup of water? Then that's when I'm going to tell you to fuck off. What if I don't have a cup of water? Right? It's empty. I don't have water. You come to me. You say, Saeed, give me water. I'll tell you, fuck off. I don't even have water. If I have a cup of water, maybe I'll give you half of it, but I don't even have water. I don't have water. How do you expect me to give you water? In the same way, if you want to spread positive energy, if you want to spread love, if you want to spread joy, if you want to spread laughter, if you want to be a beaming light, if you want to channel light, angelic energy through this vessel that happens to be your physical vehicle, you've got to be full of it so you can spread it around to the rest of the world. And in order to do that, you've got to learn how to stop absorbing negative energy. And this is important for all of us, and is very important for all the women watching this, because women are naturally more empaths. They just feel and absorb energy more. So this is important for you women watching this video. Very important for you to learn how to do that, because women just they can't help it. They just start absorbing energy, right? This is why women report more anxiety and depression than men, because they're living in this society and they're absorbing all this negativity, but they don't even know what's going on. They just feel it. And if you're someone who's a man and you're sensitive to energies and everything, you gotta learn how to do that. Don't stop absorbing negative energy, because we want together to create this new society based on love, happiness, joy. So, first thing first, after this ramble, we haven't even really got to it. So welcome to my world of rambling and tangents. First thing first, try as much as you can, to the best of your ability, and this is to the best of your ability in your current circumstance, to the best of your ability, surround yourself with positive energy, with positive people, with a positive environment. And I want to make a separate video for that, but I'll give you guys an example. Between September 2013 and August 2014, I had an internship in the province of Alberta. I worked for oil companies. I was studying chemical engineering at the time. I had an internship for a year, and I was miserable. I hated working. I hated what I was doing. I hated everything about it. Alberta, North Alberta, I work in North Alberta, and even Calgary, it's too fucking cold. So it was from an overall big picture, I had a lot of things to make me angry, and I was angry that year. But what kept me going that year, not friends, not anything, because most of my friends were here in Ontario, and I made some friends there, but I didn't spend all that much time with them because I didn't even have time. Because I was working, right? I was working 5 times a week with commute. That was fucking 10 hours a day, right? I only had time to go to the gym after. That's it, really. So, but what kept me going was I still, to the best of my ability at the time, surrounded myself with positive energy by constantly having things playing in the back. I constantly had tapes of Les Brown, motivational speaker, Tony Robbins, Elliot Halls, just constantly, even when I'm at work doing boring ass shit and just completely unhappy, I'm listening to this. So it's still brainwashing me in a positive way, which is helping me absorb less of the negativity that I'm surrounded by. Okay? So first thing first, I want to make a completely separate video for creating an environment around you, but try to be as much as you can in a positive environment. That way, even when you encounter negativity out in the world, and you inevitably will. I fucking encounter that shit on a daily basis. Okay? You inevitably will. But at least you have some sort of a base. And let's say you're charged up 70% positive, right? You got out into the world, you're just bombarded with negativity, and it brings your positivity down to, let's say, 40%. Well, guess what? You're still 40%. You understand what I'm saying? You still have a good base to operate from. So even when you encounter negativity out there, if you fill yourself with as much positive energy as you can, it will drain some of that positive energy out of you, right? So let's say you're full 70% right now, positivity. You go out into the world, fucking assholes are harassing you at work and telling you should fucking do this better and not better. Your boss is being a dick, you know, and it's pollution. Maybe it's too cold, you can't even breathe. Whatever, I don't know. Some bullshit that's causing you negativity. Maybe you just broke up with a girl, with a guy, and now you're going out there and suddenly you're a girl, all guys are being assholes to you. You're a guy, all girls are just rejecting you left, right, and center, and just negativity coming your way. But if you're full with positivity, it will take some of it down, but at least you're still operating from that positive base. And even if the negativity drains you down, you can come back home to your room, relax, meditate, chill, listen to some positive things, positive videos, watch positive people, listen to positive podcasts. All right, now we charge ourselves back from 50 because we were 70. Now we're 50 because the world has been just shitting on me all over. All right, now I'm charged up back to actually 90. All right, let's go. Let's take on the world again. And then you just sort of learn how to keep charging yourself with positivity. And at some point, you just become so overcharged with positivity. You go above 100%, right? You go 130%. That even when you go out into the world, you encounter negativity, it might bring you down from 130% to 110%. You're still overcharged. Okay? So it's just learning how to balance the energies and really just fill your cup with as much positive energy as you can. When the negativity brings you down, don't try to fight it. It is what it is. Honestly, it is what it is. I work a part-time job, right? And it's a coffee shop and it's a fucking matrix. This is the matrix. This is people are in the matrix coming to get their coffee. The people that are working there have been there for so long. It's the matrix. I encounter a lot of negativity there, and I have to be firm and stand my ground. And I'll tell you guys stories in the future, but I have to stay firm and stand my ground. And sometimes, just be one with the matrix. Act how they would act. You know what I mean? Just to stand my ground and make sure nobody's fucking with me. But in that, as I'm going through that, I'm facing some negativity, right? And there was one day where I came home and I was fucking angry. And you know what I did? I went to the gym and I punched the shit out of the bag. And then I listened to some, after, you know, letting out that energy, that tension, that anger, started feeling good again. Listened to some positive music, some positive podcasts, you know, put on some Joe Rogan and Duncan Trussell. And then I was like, all right, now I'm back to the positive Saeed, positive me, right? So it's just like a passing cloud. And I still deal with negative situations at work, but again, if you're just so full of positivity, they'll just kind of come in here and just leave, or they'll maybe drain a little bit out of your positivity. But because you learn how to charge yourself up with positive energy, you recharge yourself pretty quickly and even above baseline, right? So that's important. It's important to learn how to do that, because, you know, they say the best, if you're trying to get sick less, what do they tell you? The best cure is prevention. The best cure is prevention, is prevent these situations in the first place. Unfortunately, we're not all, I mean, I work part-time, twice a week, right? The other 5 days, I have complete control over my environment. So in those other 5 days, I am beaming with positivity and energy and light. Okay, I am beaming with it because I have full control over my environment. Whereas those 2 days, I don't. I'm there. I'm whatever is happening, I'm dealing with it. I'm responding to it. I try my best to stay positive, but you know, sometimes the negativity comes from the people that I work with or from customers, whatever, right? So the objective here is to try and control your environment ultimately. Control what's going on around you. Control the material you're consuming. Control the people you're spending time with. Control your work environment. But most of us are not there yet. Not fully anyway, right? So we do what we can right now. If you're someone right now who's working 5 times and you hate your job and the people you work with are assholes and just miserable people, do what you can. That happened to me. I worked for a year like that. Do what you can. There's gonna be that negativity that's gonna come. Don't fight it. Don't pretend. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna decide to see this positive. It's like, it's good. Positive thinking is good, but sometimes you're just fooling yourself. You're being dishonest. Sometimes things just hurt you and things just are not right. And so sometimes you're gonna be dishonest by saying, oh, you know, whatever. You know, I'll let it slide kind of thing. But in deep down, you felt that energy. It came to you. It penetrated through you. So don't be dishonest. Be honest about how you feel. If you're working like right now 5 times a week and you hate your job and the people you work with are just complaining all the time, you're going to be dishonest with yourself if you say, oh, you know, that's not affecting me, because it is. We are in our environment. But you do what you can. You do what you can. Don't ignore the negative feelings, but do what you can, right? What I did is my job allowed me to have like my earphones in, maybe out of the 8 hours, maybe 3 or 4 of them, I could put my earphones and listen to something. So I would just listen to positive stuff. Tony Robbins and Elliot Halls. I was listening to Les Brown, I said, and there was another guy, Eric Thomas, and How Bad Do You Want It, right? I listened to that shit like fucking thousands of times probably. So you do what you can, but ultimately to stop absorbing negative energy, try to, as much as you can, to create your own energy, your own reality, your own life. That way you don't even have to deal with that. You don't even have to deal with stopping absorbing people's energy. The other thing I want to share with you guys, and something I can probably benefit from, because I'm not that good at it, but Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. Man's Search for Meaning is one of the best books of all time. Viktor Frankl was this psychologist, or psychiatrist even, and he was taken from his home in I think he lived in Germany, and he was a Jew, so he was taken to the concentration camps. And he was a survivor. He was a Holocaust survivor. And he's seen his friends die in front of him. He's seen it all. And it's his story in the book. And he said, one thing they couldn't take from us, even when he was in those, probably the worst possible thing a human being can experience, being in a fucking concentration camp. I don't know how much worse you can get. I don't know how much worse. Not a lot worse. But he was saying this. He was saying, even in those circumstances, they couldn't take our minds from us. And he said, my mind, he said, I still had a purpose. I wanted to live. I felt like this has a meaning. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. He said, I felt there is a meaning to this. And my mind, they wouldn't be able to take my mind from me. To me, there was a meaning in all that was happening. In everything. He said there was a meaning in it. And he said the ones who survived the Holocaust, he said the ones who survived the Holocaust are the ones that had some kind of a meaning. Some kind of a connection with something, if you will. The ones who survived, he survived, and he said the ones who survived with him, they saw the meaning behind everything, and they kept this hope and they kept this meaning. They saw a purpose. They didn't just lose hope. They didn't just lose all. He said some of the people that were there, they just they lost hope in God. They no longer believed in God. Nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing. Like they just lost complete hope. Meaningless. They basically went into the land of meaninglessness. They just saw life as meaningless. If this is happening to me, and then clearly there's no love, there's no God, nothing, meaningless. Life is meaningless, right? So, but he said the ones that kept going, that survived, were the ones that saw the meaning, saw a purpose, saw something, knew this, had a glimpse of hope. And he said they couldn't take our minds from us. So even when you're surrounded in negativity, in negative energy, and I'm talking to myself here because I'm a hothead. I respond very quickly to negative energy, and I do that whenever I encounter it. You know, but I'm talking to myself here. Don't let them take your mind. Don't let that negativity take your mind. Stay positive. Stay hopeful. Stay optimistic. Stay grounded and stay true to your purpose. Right? Stay true to your purpose. Just understand what your purpose in this game is, what your character's purpose in this game is. Stay true to it. Stay optimistic, stay hopeful. See that everything happens for a reason, and there is a meaning behind everything. Even the suffering and the struggles and the pains that you encounter right now, there's some kind of meaning for it. And I feel that kind of perspective, even when the negativity comes, it comes, but then you're able to let it go just as it came, like a wave, right? That's it. Check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate Life in All Areas. Actually, I'm coming up with a new free book, so just keep an eye for that. I love you guys. Love every single one of you. And let's keep it up, guys. This is amazing. We're gaining watch time. Everything is going up. We're going to blow this shit up soon. So thank you for supporting, for watching, for helping. I love every single one of you guys. Mwah! For all of you. But don't forget to subscribe, or you're going to sleep with the fishes.